Maybe you remember from the last episode that it was me who anchored Joana in Punta Chame. We'll see what happened. What happened?
This is what you get when you have white spot pirates anchor your boat. We like to live on the edge. I think we're doing okay.
What? That was like I parked her on the millimeter.
Jess, it's good. She's good. It's like Columbia all over again. I think Luca is a happy camper, massive beach to hang out on. It's we're anchored really close to shore, and it looks as if Joana is nearly grounded out. Now she's coming around a little bit, and it looks like she's about to hit land, but fortunately the tide is going to come up soon again. And this is when you can walk back home to your boat.
Whoa! Perfect parking.
Still floating a little bit. It was the first time that I had taken Luca to shore without Paul, and apart from running away from me once or twice and being reluctant to coming back to the boat with me, we managed pretty well, and I brought him back to the boat safely.
Why?
Hey, did you have fun?
After this beautiful little morning walk on the beach, it was time to pick up anchor in Punta Chame, and we made our way over some fairly shallow sandy patches and past some little islands until we dropped the hook in Isla Ensenada. Well, I think it's time to make some sushi and some sashimi for a perfect little morning brunch.
Woohoo! Fresh, hot loveliness.
Cheers.
The dare when we're sitting at anchor is for Nika to wipe the entire wasabi plate free of the lovely mahi, with the lovely mahi.
It's like that Jackass one where they sniff it.
Oh, we didn't see you could have this. Okay. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. No, see?
No problem.
She dipped it. Just wait for it. Wow! Still going. And that's how we entertain ourselves.
The next day we jumped into our kayaks to go and explore Isla Ensenada. Maria still had some stuff to do on Joana, so Paul, Luca and I went ahead by ourselves. The island is covered with a very lush vegetation, tons of pretty flowers and a variety of cacti. We've got a little mountain goat.
Maria finally joined us for a little picnic on the beach just before we had to head back to Joana.
We came into the marina to pick something up, and then we went out at anchorage because we were waiting for another shipment, and now we're back in the marina. We've been here 4 nights. We were supposed to stay only 3, but then the weather got really bad and we decided to stay another night. We have been on Maria's sailboat Joana for the last, I don't even know, 2 or 3 weeks. We had to come over to the mainland because the ferry wouldn't take the food cargo anymore, so we had to all jump on Joana and come here to pick some food up. And we were also waiting for some shipment from the States, and it got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and in the end we ended up staying in this area for 2 to 3 weeks. We're all pretty tired. It's been some pretty tiring last days. In 2 days we had to provision 3 boats for like 3 to 4 months, and drive around, shop everything, bring it to the boat, stow it on the boat. You all know how that goes. What we also got is we finally got the motor for our shredder. Thanks, Olivier. And we brought it to machine shop, and we had a shaft machine that connects the motor with our plastic shredder, so we can speed up our plastic shreddering and plastic recycling more, which is a really great Christmas gift. And on top of that, for us, it was the very first time that we actually got to experience the whole pandemic in its full extent. It was the first time for us really having to wear the masks and sanitizing, taking temperatures, and also the whole shopping, like being conscious all the time of trying to take distance to people and not wanting to touch things. And I guess for us it was a bit like other people have been living it for the last month, and we have been so lucky being in the islands, not having anything to do with it really much. And I'm glad to go back to Karl because I've missed him a little bit. I hope he's doing okay. Well, we're about to untie the lines here and head from San Carlos over to the Las Perlas Islands. It's going to be about 50 miles. Right now the wind is pretty low, so we're going to see what it's like, but it's good not to have too rough of a weather because, as I said, Joana is loaded pretty much, so better to have a smooth ride than to risk anything, because Maria's actually going to go and head off to work on the research vessel that she worked on last year again, so we don't want to risk anything breaking on Joana before she goes. So alrighty, let's go. We hoisted Joana's beautiful red sails and let the autopilot take over the steering. We have some 10 to 12 hours of sailing ahead of us, so I'm trying to use the time for some editing. And Maria is splicing a line that snapped under the load of the crazy surge in Vista Mar Marina. And she's also recycling some collected beach rope into a pretty little basket for her sister. Whilst Paul, well, see for yourself. And how could it be a beautiful day of sailing without at least one visit of our wonderful dolphin friends?
And who's at the helm? No one! How was the vacation, Paul?
No, it was a wonderful trip, and I learned a lot of things because, yeah, Maria is a super captain. Like, she knows her ship and she knows the sea and the currents and everything. So to me as a newbie, yeah, it was really important. It was really cool. And then she had a very good first mate that also taught me quite a few tricks. This is pretty cool. So.
And it's a little different than sailing on Yerba Buena, no?
A little bit, yes. Yeah, no, here it's just like it's probably like a Fiat 500 and a Cadillac, right? So, so I really enjoy this. So.
We're about 1.5 hours from the cut between Mogo Mogo and Isla Casaya. We have to go through there and then down another 1.5 hours, 2 hours to Viveros, where we're gonna anchor and where Karl is waiting for me patiently. And the sun is going down. Just had a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, and now the wind has shifted a little bit. And we're getting ready for the dark. We would be a little faster if we would go through one of the channels, but there's always a lot of current and it's super shallow, so maybe not so good in the dark. Nearly three wonderful weeks on Joana, but now it's time to go home to my boyfriend. He's waiting. Thank you, good old George, for being our home for the last 2-3 weeks. Thank you, Maria, for helping us with all the craziness, for hosting us, crazy people, for such a long time. We'll get out of your head.
My pleasure. So Karl is going to, well, as usual, Nika's battery's almost dead, so probably won't be able to film the finishing product of this. But she's going to pull alongside to unload all her crazy amount of stuff on Joana. Thought it'd be the best thing. And then maybe possibly have a, you know, wrapped up party. Since showing Christmas activities in April is a little bit odd, you won't get to see my very first Christmas away from home. But let me tell you that much. Joana and Karl stayed rafted up for the holidays, and we had some lovely merry days together. We cooked up a storm and had some great drinks and lots of joy and laughter.
And Luca left me a Christmas gift just before he left. How sweet.
So nothing is stirring, not even Luca feet upon the decks of Joana. Everybody has gone back to prep to come back and get all their stuff, but it was such a great sail. As much as they think they were a hassle, nobody was. Joana absolutely loves it when she has people on board. It makes her, you can feel her soul just lighten up and get excited. We had 2 or 3 days of awesome sailing. It was great. I'm gonna miss everybody since I head off to work for 3 months, but Jojo got her final Christmas sailing, which she absolutely adores, and she held up pretty strong, the old lady. Give her kudos. And these guys, I'm gonna miss them, but you know, the new year will bring happiness and joy. Hopefully no mask, and we can see everybody's happy faces again. Thanks Nika, thanks Paul, thanks Luca.
Merry, Merry, Happy New Year's and Christmases.